Good morning to the Corinda community. We're here joined today for the Get Ready Queensland event with Johnathan Thurston and some senior leaders. So this event we've organised alongside the Queensland government to bring awareness to disaster relief and creating plans in regards to getting ready for extreme weather. So welcome JT, thanks for joining us today. Would you like to take it away with a few of our questions?
Thank you so much for attending today, Johnathan. Obviously this is an important cause to you. What makes it so special that you come back every year, and what would your main piece of advice be?
I'm a proud Queenslander and want to keep as many Queenslanders safe as possible, so I raise awareness around disaster season. It's not a matter of if, but when it will happen. So if we can make sure that people in the community understand their risks, that'll be different from southeast Queensland to the far north as well. You need to be able to make a plan. So if there's roads cut off, do you have an alternate route as well? And make sure that you pack an emergency kit. So a radio, torch, batteries, some food, and definitely water. So at home this year we had a cyclone come through and we were cut off with power for 3 days. Some were cut off for longer than that. So lived through it and understand the difficulties and the challenges that people face, but the more we can be prepared, then hopefully our first responders don't have to risk their lives saving you.
Here at Corinda State High School, we're lucky enough to have an elite athlete program and quite a few excellence programs. As a young person making your debut into NRL and growing up in the limelight, what advice would you give to others starting out?
Work hard, sacrifice, be disciplined, and enjoy what you're doing. My debut, a very memorable one, down at Penrith at the Bulldogs. My greatest memory is definitely the 2015 grand final, beating the Cowboys. Beating the Broncos, sorry. Beating the Broncos. I grew up here at Sunnybank Hills, so the Broncos brushed me as a teenager, so it was nice to get one over them.
Yeah, awesome.
That relates to this.
In 2004, you welcomed the opportunity to come off the bench for Canterbury, leading to an NRL Premiership win over the Roosters. Many people remember this moment for what you did after the game. In a private moment, you handed your Premiership Medallion to Price. This was obviously a time full of emotions. How did this experience shape who you wanted to become at a time where it would have been simple to accept the fame?
So if Pricey was injured, Steve Price was injured, so if he wasn't injured, I wouldn't be playing in that grand final. So he had a massive influence on me. He's a Toowoomba boy. I spent a couple of years in Toowoomba, and he was one of the first people I approached when I moved to Sydney. Him and his wife Jo had me over for dinner all the time and make sure that I settled into the Sydney lifestyle. He had a massive influence. So the premiership rings are numbered 1 to 17. I played in jersey number 18 that night, and the ring that I got was number 10. And as soon as I seen it, I went over to Price and said, "There's no one more deserving than you to have this ring." So handed it to him, and because he's had that influence on me, it was the right thing to do.
Beautiful. Thank you. And as you said, for many of us, the 2015 grand final is the highlight of us. You won so many Queenslanders over in that night. But I feel like that game for me, and I'm sure many of you, was also a game of determination and perseverance. So you obviously had in that 80th minute the exceptional try by Kyle Phelps, still doing it to this day. Love to watch him, heartbroken by that news. But that wasn't how the game went. We expected to win that game in outright time, and it didn't go exactly how you planned. Obviously, you were given that time again just minutes later. What went through your head in that time to go, okay, how do I get myself composed again? How do I get back into the team? How do I do this same situation minutes later?
So it's been over many years of practicing and training your brain to move on quickly from mistakes and errors. In rugby league, you're going to make mistakes. In life, you're going to make mistakes, and you need to be able to move on quickly. If you keep making those mistakes over and over again, then you've got to look at your behaviour. Exactly. But that night, from just being able to train my brain, the hours and hours of practice that I put into my goal kicking. So, I would have the boys spraying me with water, giving me different scenarios, trying to put me off. So then you just stay in the zone. So once the ball hit the upright and missed it, whilst I was disappointed, I needed to move on extremely quickly to be able to overcome what just happened. So if I was still thinking about missing that goal kick when I got the next opportunity to kick the field goal, I probably would have missed if I was still worried about that. So it's about staying in the moment, living in the moment, and I don't miss twice.
Thank you very much, JT, for joining us today. It's been exceptional having you here for the Get Ready Queensland event. Congratulations on an amazing career as well. You must be very proud, but thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. You got a beautiful school, you got great students as well.
do.
So I've had a great morning here this morning.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect.
No worries.